It's September 21, another week in September. We're coming close to October, and soon it's Christmas before we know it. And it's a time of year when money seems to just flow, ka-ching, 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 but flow out of our hands instead of flow in because of the holidays. So, I want to talk about money matters, and money matters when it comes to having a life where you flourish and flow. First, back to basics. And for some of you who already have this down pat, maybe it's a good refresher. But for some of you, this might be a very, very good tip to start with on your journey to financial freedom. If you haven't committed yet, or you're still struggling with money and you wish you have more, well, don't most of us, here's a good start. And just do this, even just for this week, even just for the next 5 days. Are you ready? It's called counting. So it's kind of like we count calories to keep track of maintaining our weight. But we could also keep track of our money, how our money flows, flowing in and flowing out. It's really very simple. All you have to do, get yourself a notebook, a ledger, but nothing fancy. Don't get scared. Don't think like this is going to be some bookkeeping exercise or accounting exercise. Basically, this is the first step that everybody who wants to be on the path to financial freedom, this is the first step everybody just has to go through. All you have to do is, starting from today, keep track of all the money that you have going out. That means everything that you're spending on. And yes, down to the minutest centimo. So, for example, your cafe latte or your Starbucks coffee, or even the tips that you provide, whether it's $1 or 50 cents, just keep track of everything that you spend. And remember to include all the subscriptions. I had this quite a surprise and enlightening experience when I was preparing my tax, getting ready to file my tax return, the last one for financial year 2019. I've kind of been a bit slack of keeping track of my expenses. And so when I finally got a hold of myself and my expenses, especially with the subscriptions, I realized I've been paying almost $1,000, actually more than $1,000 for the whole year on subscriptions, and some of them I don't use. Some of them, it's subscription to newsletters or information that I haven't even used at all. So I started doing that again this year, making sure I keep track of my subscriptions. Sometimes subscriptions, they're a bit sneaky. We subscribe something on a trial, and before you know it, we have this recurring fee and we don't even realize it. Or we even get lazy and don't bother to cancel that subscription. And before you know it, they start piling up. Some habits we have, like for example, unfortunately, some people smoke, some people are on nicotine gums, trying to get out of the habit. And those small things add up. So just for this week, give yourself a 5-day challenge. Keep track of everything, every single cent that you spend and what's flowing out. Now, the other side of that is what's the money flowing in. So keep track of all your sources of income. So I have to keep reminding myself because I don't have a client at the moment or job at the moment. So I keep thinking, oh, I don't have an income, I don't have an income, but I have to kick myself out of that negative frame of mind because I do have passive income. What I meant is I don't have active income. That means income that I work for. So you can actually have money working for you. That means you still have income. It's called passive income. But we'll talk more about that when you've done the basics of counting first. Because once you've done that, it creates a self-awareness of where are you spending. It creates an awareness of, are you even mindful about where you're putting your money or how you're earning your money. So it's pretty much like, for example, being an alcoholic, right? And alcoholics, the first step for them is to admit they're an alcoholic. So for people who are not good with money, the first step is to admit that you're not good with the way you manage your money. So the very, very first step is to have that awareness. And you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at how much little things add up. In a good way and a bad way. Like small things, little things that you save up, little things that you give up on so you kind of start saving money. They add up in the long term. And later on, when you have set yourself up with savings and all that, you can move on to investing. And even investing, they start compounding and add up. And before you know it, you're on the way to financial freedom, debt-free, and earning passive income. So, first step, counting. Do that for the next 5 days. I challenge you, take on the challenge, and join me if you want to join our prosperity circle. I have a prosperity circle. We run it every 2 weeks. Mainly these are ladies who are committed to living a rich and meaningful life, a prosperous life. And of course, you'd have to also contribute to be part of this group, not financially, but in terms of contributing knowledge, experience, tips, and so on and so forth. So we take turns facilitating the session every 2 weeks. But also starting in October, I'm going to run a 12-week commitment program, a program commitment to prosperity, which is called The Prosperous Heart. So if any of you is familiar of The Artist's Way, it's the same author. So it's free, but join me if you want to take on that challenge. It's a 12-week commitment. There's already 12 of us. But if you want to join us, then that would be great. But the meetings will be right after my NIA sessions on Sundays. So just message me if you want to join any of those two groups, Prosperity Circle and the Prosperous Heart group. They're connected, but the other one, Prosperity Circle, is every fortnight, whereas the Prosperous Heart, that starts in October, and that's going to be every week for 12 weeks. And that's going to be exciting because that means that by the time 2021 hits, you'll be ready and roaring. In the meantime, just do this homework for now, do your counting, and let me know what insights you get. Send me your feedback, make a comment below, and we'll work on the next step tomorrow. Happy flourishing and flowing. And hopefully, as we approach 2021, you'll enter 2021, have a 2021 that is happier, healthier, and wealthier. See you tomorrow. Hope you enjoy this talk. Positive juju as always, and positive energy to all of you.